Check, check, 1, 2.
Your favorite song?
I know. It's the most popular song in the world.
Yeah.
Check, 1, 2.
Yeah. Hello.
Followed by the big hit after that, check, 1, 2, 3. They kind of go back and forth. Depends on where you're at. This is live, by the way. This is Windy City Redneck, the podcast, Season 4, Episode 3. The podcast, vodcast. Life is more than just a bunch of zero turns. Our buddy Mario is in. Whiskey Jim with us as usual. Let's remind everyone what we're drinking. You're drinking Coors Light tonight. What are you drinking?
VO and ginger ale.
What is VO? Is that Seagram's?
Very old whiskey.
Yes.
Is that what it stands for?
I learned that from you from the last time here. Like VO stands for very old.
I didn't know that's what it stood for.
It's a Canadian whiskey, basically.
Okay. And then what are you drinking? The Chicago Hand Job?
Drinking refried beans.
Refried beans?
I'll stop. Mike's off.
Oh, my God. Yeah, here we go. All right, well, we are recording.
Can I just share a really quick story?
Sure.
Really quick.
Before we get back on track, go ahead.
As long as it's recording.
Yeah.
I got here way before one more.
You got here yesterday.
Yeah, no, it was early. The door was open, so I came in.
And he got here tomorrow.
I didn't want to touch anything.
I sound like Kamala Harris. Now, if today was tomorrow and tomorrow was today, it might be Tuesday.
At least let the dogs out, so the dogs are scratching the door. So I don't want to let them in because there's some of the stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm standing outside. The dogs go 3 different directions. They all pee. They come back. Renee's coming in. I'm like, hey, Daddy's home. He comes over and I go, wow, one of the dogs took a shit. And he goes, no, that was me.
Were you hitting the refried beans already?
Yeah.
No, it was him, not me.
No, I was vapor trailing on the way in.
Yes,
I thought it was closer to the gate is
So
where
you
I
were
started.
dusting in the backyard?
And then the wind must have been a downwind thing.
How was the shit
And then
sandwich you
everyone
had for
wonders
lunch?
why I
'Cause
don't see
was-
any fucking deer. You know what I'm saying?
Is that your back?
I was like, I
When
can
was
put
that your
on all
back?
that non-scented deodorant shit, and that's all I was.
Well, you're supposed to, which way's the wind blowing?
It's not. I'm better off doing that than the Sanchez brothers. Remember Sanchez brothers? First time that we took them hunting.
Dirty Sanchez?
Yeah, the Sanchez brothers. They could see each other from their stands, and you could see the road from their stands. So they were both smokers. Mikey still is. The parliamentarian isn't anymore. He used to though. So these two knuckleheads could see each other where they were at in that area, and they could see the road. So being newbies and everything, they thought that, okay, let's get down and we'll go to have a smoke break. And they would go smoke on the road. They would go and get back in their stands. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Yeah, they're going to see you move way before they're ever going to smell you, especially if you're playing the wind right.
Did you ever hear
it's not
a
far
true
enough
recording.
away, you guys.
This woman called the state police, not in Illinois, but some state, and she wanted them to move the deer crossing sign.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Because why would you have the deers cross there right in front of where all the cars are?
Yes. But you know what, though? You know what is crazy, and I think this is part of. I don't know if they ever did it on Yellowstone. We've talked about this before. I only watch new shit on Reels when I'm going to bed.
Okay.
So I've seen most of Yellowstone. I've seen all the good parts of Yellowstone on Reels.
I've not seen a second of Yellowstone.
Okay.
I have never watched one of them, but I'm telling you, you can watch it on Reels and you get the gist of the thing. Karen or whatever the blonde girl is with the scar, she's fucking complete psychopath. That's all you need to know about that show. But I do believe you're saying about the deer crossing thing, and it might be out west, but they actually have redone highways and shit.
Oh,
to where
pass underneath.
No, they have the green space that goes over.
They also got them under. They also have
because it's their migration patterns. The migration patterns of the elk and moose.
But that's different. That's creating a safe haven for them.
Anyways,
I get that. But I
got a story today to say to your smell thing.
Fart.
Up in Wisconsin, the previous bar owner had this stuff called chipmunk chili, and it was basically he was a trapper, and you never knew what was in this chili. But anyways,
so it could be roadkill too.
And the name of the place is called Beavers, by the way.
And anyways, so I had chipmunk chili, and I went out hunting. And if you've ever had a deer snort at you, because I played the wind was in my face, but this deer was coming up behind me. And this was the worst guess I ever had. And it was coming up. It was
going quieter because that's what I said out loud.
It was coming up through my,
through your pores,
bibs, and everything else.
Gagging on your own stuff.
I'm like, oh, that's so not good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I heard. What
the fuck are you doing, asshole?
I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, and there was a deer behind me, and it must have smelled me, obviously, because it was fucking just rotten. And then it ran off another 50 yards. the paw.
And it's like trying to go like this. Like, I can't get the smell out of my nose.
Like, did you ever see that? What was it? Pigpen? You know?
Yes.
Yeah. That
I'm
was
sure there was a yellow cloud around me in that tree stand that night.
But that was just dirt. It wasn't shit smell.
Oh no,
and peanuts. No, in the cartoon.
Yeah. It was just dirt. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He didn't have chipmunk chili, is what he didn't have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry when you brought that up. The teacher.
Welcome to season 4, episode 3.
We should probably get back on track, I suppose.
Pigpen and Friends. Yeah. So let's get back to.
Anyways.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Anyways.
Yeah,
So before we took the break, we were talking. We got into the politics thing a little bit, and we always seem to go that direction. We had a lively conversation during the break. Thanks for rejoining us. We appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're enjoying everything on YouTube. Please subscribe and share this with your friends. Let them know about everything at WindyCityRedneck.com, especially the vodcast. A huge part of what we were talking about during the break, we were talking about, maturity and friends and the youngsters growing up and everything, and you had made a nice comment to us that off air that you considered us your elders, and I said, no, don't consider us your elders, just consider us your equals, because you share a lot of the same things as us, and I shared that some of the younger guys in our group do the same thing. I also oftentimes think the same thing about my boys, Trevor and Tanner. I also think the same thing about Joe on occasion, your son. Now that he's gotten older and more mature, especially the car thing, that the stories you shared, dude, you were right on with that. He's come such a long way, and they always do eventually, and we did too. I know that our parents, when we were younger, we talked about some of the shit we did growing up, and but in all that craziness, and you always have your siblings. And before we took the break, I hit you unexpectedly there. What was your brother's first name again?
Charlie.
Charlie, named after your dad.
Yep.
Okay.
And my grandpa.
But if you're the oldest, why didn't you get named Charlie? Why did he get it?
Well, because I'm the first son. In an Italian family, the first son is everything. And that was true, by the way. My grandmother, oh my God. My grandfather, they loved me. So my father wanted my brother to have something too.
Okay.
So he gave him his name. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, who are you? Are you named after anyone, or are you just Mario?
Just Mario. No, just Mario. My father liked the name. That was it.
So your brother did.
My dog's name's Luigi, by the way.
Did your brother? Did he go by Charlie? Charles?
He went by Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was Charles, I would want to go by Charlie, not Chuck, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Because he used to go by Chuck, so I told him, chuck me the ball over here. Chuck me this, chuck me that.
Because people call me
Charlie
Jimmy, and
now.
I hate it.
Yeah.
They call you Jimmy?
Yeah, my sister does, and a few people that I hate it.
I like Jimmy.
Yeah.
Man, Jimmy's good.
Yeah, but
He's a friend of ours.
Yeah,
He's
but you
not
don't,
a
like,
friend of
you don't like a Jimmy. You're a Jim.
Yeah.
You're
Jimmy
a Jim.
seems like he'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'm not nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If you had to guess who does he look like to you? Who could he do the spitting image of?
Picture me in a suit.
Come on, in a suit.
I don't want to say it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Farley? Chris Farley? No.
No.
Jesus.
Wow, that's...
That's why I
Tom
don't want to
Skilling.
say it.
No, see, Tom
Oh, Tom. Uncle Tom.
Tom
retired
Skilling, the
yesterday.
weatherman.
shit.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went
Last
to
day
the
was
party.
yesterday.
He went to the. You went to the thing at the Chicago Theater.
Made it on TV, or made it on the news.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I should watch it.
Spitting image.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
I see it now.
Yeah.
I see
He
it
said
now.
I
it
do
to Chris
too.
Farley.
He sucks
Chris
at.
Farley?
I knew I didn't want to say
But
it.
he sucks at the weather, so don't.
Uh-huh.
He
So
doesn't
did-
know.
Do you know who Butterbean is?
Yes, I do. And he was an athlete and a
Yes.
half. He was a great athlete.
Could take a punch, and he could.
Okay.
A guy that big, I was amazed how he could. He can go 15 rounds.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that he thought you looked like Chris Farley. There's another one.
Chris
That
Farley.
guy in a little coat.
We gotta throw another one at you. I can't hold till
Damn
this.
it.
In a van
be
down by the
anybody.
river.
Oh God. So let's get squirrel. Let's get back on track here. So, your brother, Charlie, and we were talking about your property up there, and you said that he enjoyed it.
He
And-
loved it.
And
He
you guys
didn't
spent a lot of
enjoy-
time up there.
We did. He didn't enjoy doing the work, so I always got to be the big brother. Come the names. Hey, Charlie, get your ass over here. Stop being a pussy and start digging this hole. You know, made him a man out there for sure. For sure. We both loved it, and now that he's gone, I find myself digging that hole. And I find myself saying, "You little motherfucker! You got out of the way
to slacking off.
Again,
He got out of it. Yes.
Yeah.
he was too busy with the hillbilly girls. Oh, that's not a good term.
Yeah, it is.
He was too busy.
This is
with
Windy City Redneck podcast.
I forgot about that.
And this motherfucker's taking banjo lessons. It's fine.
Yeah.
Which we need an update on that at the end. By the way.
Take these boats down to Anchorage.
Yeah, but go
I actually
ahead.
had to move a banjo lesson tonight.
So
to be here,
did you really?
Yes.
How's that going? Well, we'll do that next. Because I want to hear about his brother, and I had asked you what the craziest thing he did up there. But let's finish up with your love for him, your love for your property, and the two of you up there and everything. And I know you miss him. I don't think any of us have to ask you that question because we know what the answer is to that.
Yeah.
But family to this group, especially to Whiskey Jim and to one more, is everything in this group, and camaraderie and knowing it. And we lost Northwoods Matt, we lost our founder, the guy who started all this, Greg Say.
Yep.
And there's not a day that we don't think about them. And Whiskey Jim said that he always wanted to talk about Matt almost in every episode.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing. And I don't think it's sometimes it's a touchy subject and everything, and if you want to, you're totally cool to shut down on it. But this gives you a forum to maybe say some things that you might want to, some people to know about your brother and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think when you have the opportunity and you have that 100 acres and you have that beauty and all that stuff and you share all that, those are nice isolated memories where that seems like that was your safe haven and you love it now, and I'm sure you loved it together and everything.
For sure.
Fond memories of that with him?
Well, they're very politically incorrect, so I'm just going to go ahead.
Fit right in.
Well, as the big brother, right, in an Italian family, I wanted to make sure that I toughened him up a little bit. So we'd work together, and we'd see how long we can work, and we're going on hour 8, hour 9, 10, 12, 14. And we called him Chucky Boy. My grandmother called him Chucky Boy, so I used to kind of, as a term of endearment, call him Chucky Boy. And I say, Chucky Boy, get your ass out here, little boy. You're not working. This isn't work. You're not working till your hands are bleeding. And sure enough, I'd look down at his hands be bleeding. And they'd be bleeding for a long time, swollen. And I'd look at him and I'd say, Chucky Boy, how come my hands aren't bleeding? How come you don't have any calluses on your hands? And he'd say, I'm getting the calluses. I'm working towards it. So watching him compete with me like that was a lot of fun. The time that he decided he was going to shoot the propane tank, though.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
Under my watch. My father we respect our father very much, as you guys probably can already tell, as you guys do. And I don't think I've ever been more scared in my life. My father to show
To be honest, I'm
you were
afraid right
more
now.
scared of your father than the propane tank.
Set it up. What happened?
Well,
so how did this all go down?
I told my brother that he could practice with my 223.
Okay.
And he can only use 20 rounds. Sight it in, do whatever you want, just don't nick it. He said, okay. And I said, you're aiming this way. We're aiming to the south. To the north is the propane tank. He decided he got bored after shot 2 or 3. And he wanted to see if he could hit.
Yeah, is this the propane tank hooked up to the house?
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
This is
I thought it was
master. I'm picturing
I thought it was like a
Same here.
One,
Same
yeah.
here.
I'm thinking you're shooting it like a can of tannerite type situation.
house.
You're going to blow up the house.
Yeah,
Holy
to the
fuck.
house. So my parents, they went to Wally World for just Walmart for a couple minutes, and I was to make sure that we got a couple things done, whatever it was. I don't remember.
1, blow up the house. Check.
So Chucky Boy, in all his glory, decided, fuck it. My brother told me to do it one way. I'm going to do it my way. So he takes a Coke can that's worth 10 cents, by the way.
Put it on top
in
of
Michigan,
it.
puts it on top, and he thinks he's got it. And
Dialed in, huh?
Oh, yeah. So I said, Chucky Boy, I'll be right back. I got to go get this shit done. I'll be right back. So you only got 20 shots, though. So as soon as you're done with your shooting, we're going back to work, sir. About 20 minutes a shot it took him. He wanted to make sure he got it aimed in, right? So I go up. I'm taking a piss in the back, and I hear a big boom. And it wouldn't stop. I just kept hearing,
Oh, like the flame, like the...
yeah.
Is it the flame or is it just the gas coming out?
It was the flame and the gas coming out. It was a torch. I said, oh, my God, what did you do, sir? He said, I didn't do that. I said, get the fuck out.
It was that other guy.
I couldn't believe it.
It was those guys that were encroaching on your land, right?
Please don't tell Pop. Please, Chuggy boy, I'm not taking a fault for this shit.
How do you not tell
How are
Pop?
you going to get out of that?
I said, there's no way. I'm not a snitch.
What are you
but
going to do?
Jesus.
Dude, what, duct tape? I don't think so.
Can I tell you something that you two are going to find interesting about this? I think I'm right on this. Your dad's a lawyer.
He is. He is. Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to figure it out.
That's a fine point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. So we're coming off. We did something. I don't remember what it was. We did something a couple of months prior.
So
My
did
father
it
was
just
still
burn
pissed,
itself
but-
out, though, eventually?
It just burned it. Yeah,
You're lucky.
we got real
Well, you're
lucky.
so lucky.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But don't tell my father. Don't tell Pop. Please don't
Well,
tell
he's
Pop.
going to
I'll do
realize when the
anything.
heat doesn't turn on because you have no gas.
I said it was probably around this time, so probably March.
Oh, so it's
Okay.
cold out.
Oh, it was freezing. And we had my mother and my baby sister out there. Oh, yeah.
Gee, why doesn't the heat work?
And so he pulls up in the car, and my
Not to mention
brother.
the scorch stains on the tank.
It was bad. I'm glad.
So anyways, go,
I'm
sorry.
nervous telling the story right now. I was coming back, I'm getting flashbacks over here.
Yeah, now you don't want your dad to hear it.
Oh my god! Yeah, I know this is one of them. So I said, "Juggy boy, this is where you become a man, sir.
Yeah.
You are going to tell him.
Today's your bar mitzvah, yeah.
This is it. This is it. This is where we separate the men from the boys, sir." He said, "Mario, please, I'll do anything. Anything you want. I'll work hard. I promise. No more blood. I'll have calluses. Anything you want." I said, "Chuggy boy, you got to tell him. Man up. Man up." And my father always taught us God, family, honor. Those you got
Right.
those three things, you're good to go.
And that leads into everything we're talking about.
The honor thing, though,
Yeah.
my brother struggled with it as a kid.
Yeah.
So I tried to explain to him within the next 5 minutes of why it's so important for him to tell his father the truth, and I'm not going to lie for him. My father pulls up, of course, and he gets out of the car, and everything's fine. Gets into the house, he says, "Oh, it's a little chilly in here. Turn that heat up. Would you turn the heat up?" I said, "All right, Pop, I'll turn the heat up." Then I start shaking. I'm like, "Oh, shit."
You're screwed.
Oh my God, I was so scared. By the way, I was like 24 years old. A grown man at the time.
Age difference? So
Shaking.
how old is Chucky?
Chuggy boy, 2 years younger.
So
All right, so 22.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So finally he found out, and that's where that story ends.
So have you ever looked into why it didn't explode? I mean, it had to be a perfect shot, meaning it pierced it clean.
I
But it had
looked
to
into
create a
on
spark.
fire.
I tried to look
sparked enough.
into how I didn't get broken kneecaps that day because
True,
I was
yeah.
supposed to make sure. Oh yeah, yeah.
I guess
That's
more
all I
that.
cared. We
That's a more
lived
important
another
story.
day. Yeah,
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
for sure.
That's awesome because no one got hurt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it could have been so bad. I mean, on so many levels. And what your dad? What was the repercussions? The punishment? Nothing. I mean,
My brother got his ass beat.
I mean,
As
you had to
he
buy a new
should.
tank.
Yes, he
You
should.
can't
We
repair
had to
that
get a new
tank.
tank. Yeah,
Yeah.
had to get a new tank.
yeah.
He didn't have to pay for it. He got his ass beat enough where
Yeah.
my father took care of it. No big deal. And my brother made sure he never did anything like that again.
Oh, that's
Right.
amazing. Yeah, something tells me he's not putting a beer can on top of a
No.
propane tank ever.
No.
After that,
Which that's fine. Just don't shoot it.
Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, just like
So
if you
I want
put
to
a
ask you this
collection
question. You've referenced your Italian heritage,
Sure.
which I don't have a problem with.
Well, thank you.
How are the?
I wouldn't have.
Are
a
you
problem
implying that we
either,
do?
Like they,
no. I just want to. I want
Whoa.
to see is that
Here we go.
how do the Italians fit in the Michigan woods where I don't think you have a lot of
Chicago.
Italians.
Southside Chicago Italians.
No, they're-
Well, you have Capone, and you have the
look
whole.
at all- yeah,
but I don't
those
want
guys
to
went
put
up
you
to
in with
northern
the syndicate.
Wisconsin, and it's
I mean,
the same thing. It's,
Am I
yeah,
off
it's
base on
northern.
that, or is it? I mean, is there an Italian supper club up
You said
there?
his
I mean,
dad-
what do you-
he said his dad's a lawyer,
You
right?
got the good old boys out there.
Yeah.
And we do not fit in at all. Not a bit. By the way, it was a cash bar. The one time I went out there, a couple times.
Yeah.
A little place called DiMaggio's. Really nice place.
Italian. Italian.
It's Italian.
Well, hey, I never thought of it. That's why we go there right now. Holy shit. It's the only place you can get decent pizza out there. by the way.
That's funny you say that. The best pizza up in northern Wisconsin.
It's the only pizza.
Was it like a mob-owned place from way back?
Well, I learned that from you when we were on our way up there because
Yeah,
you were
Capone
telling me.
had a place up in Northwoods. was.
Yeah.
Well, we're driving up to the North Woods where his place is at, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this over here. This used to be where Capone's gang would stop for dinner."
No, that was Dillinger. They'd shot it up.
Dillinger, that's it. Yeah,
It's called Little Bohemia. It's just
yeah.
south
You were
of
telling us
Mercer.
all those stories. I'm like, what?
And they got
Yeah,
a
I had
museum
no
in
idea.
there where because it's like
There's
if
still
you see the
bullet holes in
movie,
the walls,
yeah, there's
right?
still bullet holes. There's the museum. Like they basically shot it out with the feds. Yep,
Are you talking about the Mob Museum in Las Vegas?
No. This is
Have you
this
been to
is
that?
northern.
I've been there.
That's awesome.
No, this
Yeah.
is northern Wisconsin. It's called Little Bohemia.
Oh, okay.
And it's where Dillinger, after when he was on the run, he went up there and he was hid out, and the FBI or whoever it was came in, and they had a big shootout there. Back in the day,
The Democrats were after
Yeah, and they turned around and they had a
politics.
They made it into
Pritzker
they made a little museum there, with some of the stuff that was left behind and stuff like that. It's pretty
That
cool.
Mob Museum in Vegas is cool as hell.
Yes,
It's
it is.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I got a
I've never
private.
been there. Where's that at?
It's right by the
It's
courthouse.
right by
It's right by
Fremont
the
Street.
courthouse. Right by
Okay.
Fremont.
Right down-
Fremont
It's like
Street.
2 blocks away from Fremont
It's like
Street.
halfway
to
between
check that out.
Fremont Street and
Yeah, it's
Pawn
right
Stars.
there. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check that out when we go there this summer.
I
we
was-
went there the last time we were down there.
I was given a
It's pretty
behind the
cool.
scenes scene tour of that place.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then, did you get to go in the the private room, like the speakeasy room they have in the basement?
Oh yeah.
It's cool. There's
No,
this
that
big
I
picture
didn't.
frame as big as your door, and you know the code or whatever, and you got to pay to get in. But we were with the beverage
Tour.
manager,
Okay.
and so we got to go in there and we tasted whiskey for like 3 hours in that place. It was fucking awesome. Everything about it was awesome.
Okay. Anyways, getting back. So you always went to the Italian restaurant?
So you went to DiMaggio's.
DiMaggio's.
Yeah. So there's no Italians in Michigan, are there, in the deep woods?
Other than DiMaggio's.
Any shot up cars in your property in your 100 acres?
There are. There are.
Wow, there's a propane
there
tank.
are.
That's
Believe me.
Yeah, now there's a propane tank up back there.
1927.
They use for-
no,
Yeah?
1927 Ford Model A.
Okay.
It's out
Yeah.
there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I
waiting.
can see-
We got 3 of them. 3 of them. Love cars.
and are they there just to shoot at, or are they?
no.
Were they left on the prep, or did you guys get them?
We got them.
Okay.
I mean, if you restore them,
No, because
I restored 2 of them. One of them, we're waiting to do.
Okay, good.
Because we used to go to this place up in the UP of Michigan called Norjo's, and they had like an old. The car was all rusted out. It was somewhere like right off in the woods. There was bullet holes. You don't know how many of them were maybe from, gangster days, or they were just hey, walking around,
Right.
get your rifle. Let's throw a couple more holes in it. But this place was. It was a resort, and I don't remember which mobster supposedly came there, but his girlfriend was an artist. They had the studio place, and that's where, he built some of the cottages for his girlfriend, who was an artist, and it was called the studio. And, they used to come up there. Some of the mobsters used to come up there, and this is in the UP of Michigan. So I'm sure there's some lore of the day and stuff like that back in Michigan, lower Michigan. That's probably so that's why I was asking, because there was I mean, and back in the day, remember beer can collections. You would always find you'd go up there and you would find the old tin can beer
Schmidt.
cans and stuff like that out in the
Old
woods
Miss
and
Froth.
stuff.
I,
Slosh.
I do find that on the property.
I had like 12 of those.
Okay.
They're all different
Yeah.
colors.
Okay.
They're all the different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get hooked up with the car thing? How do you? Because I know you're a big car guy, and you just talked about these Model A's or whatever they are. And I mean,
1927.
Who'd you get that from?
Well, turned 16. Well, I was turning 15, 15 and a half. I said, Pop, I need a car. I said, Pop, I'm going to be 16 soon. He said, good.
But you came home in a Corvette, so your dad was into cars.
I
I'm
never
guessing.
knew. I never knew. He didn't want me to know. He didn't want me to know until I turned. Wait a minute. Let me tell you. this story.
He didn't want DCFS to know either.
This is 1987. The nurses helped me get into the car. Believe me. Anyway,
Probably had you hold his cigarettes too.
you got that right. You got that right. Anyway, my mom used to give me baths. I remember when I was a kid, 2 or 3 years old. For some reason, I remember, you're going to get out of that tub as soon as I'm done with this cigarette.
Yeah.
Believe me.
That was a timer.
I said, okay, Mom. Okay.
My mom, we've talked about this before. My mom, I remember,
hilarious.
my mom would do my laundry. Smoking a cigarette. She'd be folding my laundry in the laundry room with an ashtray
for
on
breeze.
top of the dryer and folding my laundry.
Yeah.
So like
A couple of
Go
ashes.
ahead.
Anyways.
So
So
I
the
got
car
it.
thing, yeah.
Long story short, my father, I said, Pop, I'm going to be 16 soon. I'm going to need a car. can you help me out with that? He said, you've had 15.5 years to prepare for this, and you got no money? What is going on here? I said, Pop, come on, please. He said, okay, all right, here's what I'm going to do. You save up as much money as you possibly can, and I'll match whatever you got. I said, okay. So I saved up what I got, and it was nothing. It was what, like $500-600. My grandfather heard the deal, and he said, you know what, here's my car. Take it. Here's the keys. 1991 Mercury Grand Marquis. Big boat.
Yeah,
red with white top, velour red interior. I was not cool. Old man.
No, you'd be cool as hell now, though.
Now you better believe it.
Man.
I wish I never would have sold it.
Do your family have that car?
No, we didn't have it. I sold it.
Was your grandfather a pimp?
No, no. He was a good. No, it fit him.
He was
It
the
looked
owner of
good.
DiMaggio's.
There you go.
So I got that
there was
car.
some action going out the back, but we don't know about that.
and I tell everybody that comes into our work, by the way, Renee.
Yeah. Well,
I
you're
tell-
wearing it so everyone knows where we work now. So thanks. If you could cloud that out on the video, I'd appreciate it.
Block it out.
Hey, as long as you delete the stuff that we talked about at the break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the break.
Yeah.
I tell everybody this story.
Well, that's not on camera. That's only on. That was
No,
that was
the
other thing
microphones
I
were muted. Can we get back on track? Go ahead, Tim.
Here's how I got into cars. My father, I said, Pop, this car, it's breaking down. I got a date tonight. Please, can you please come out to the garage and help me? He said, absolutely not. You should have thought about that. You better figure it.
You had 15 and a half years to prepare for this.
I said, Pop, please. He said, okay, here you go. Here's a number to a guy. You go see the man.
Yeah, my guy. Go
7
got a guy.
o'clock. 7 o'clock in the morning. Do not be late. I said, okay. The number was to a man named Brent Bartlett, still a good friend of mine, old hippie. I pulled up around 7:02 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and he made me wait. I waited an hour and a half to get in, and he let me know, don't be late again. He came
Because
out
you were 2 minutes late.
because I was 2 minutes late.
One more.
He came out with a little
had my
old-style
car, I'd be in-
folding chair and a little shot of whatever kind of alcohol he had.
Malort. Probably Malort. Yeah.
Probably. and a cigarello.
Oh, wow.
And he said,
Cigarello.
get
Ooh.
your ass in that garage right now, and I won't tell your father you were late. I said, okay, I'm in the garage. I said, Brent, I just need you to, Mr. Bartlett, please help me. I got a date with her name was Julie Wozniak, by the way. I got a date with a beautiful woman. Please, please help me fix my car tonight so I can go out on that date. He said, there's no dates tonight, sir. Get your ass in the garage. I went in the garage. It was a 60-something T-Bird. He said, you're going to take that engine right there under that hood, and you're going to put it on that floor right there. You're going to take every piece out, and then you can go home. And if you got time, you can still go out on your date. So I took out the battery. I said, what does this do? He said, it makes the lights go on. What does this do? It's the radiator. It cools the engine. And we went like that for the next 4 or 5 hours. And I took the whole engine out, and I put it off to the side. And by that time, at 16 years old, I was an expert, and I fell in love right there. Love cars. I knew everything there was to know about the car business. I knew everything.
What happened to your date?
She never.
Julie Wozniak.
Julie Wozniak, if you're listening,
Sorry.
I know you're married.
She married DiMaggio.
She's married.
She married your grandpa.
I never got to go out with her again.
So you
Biggest
fell in love
crush.
with cars instead of the woman.
That's right.
You know what? You're better off.
I know.
I'm
That's
sorry.
that's what Brent told me.
Views expressed by NBC Redneck, and not necessarily the views of
You
everyone.
have a nice car, anyways.
That's right.
So, how many cars do you have now?
Love you, hon.
13.
You personally have 13?
I personally have 13. My father's got
And you're not married,
about
right?
5 or 6. I'm not married just yet.
Well, he's not married to Julie
You
Wozniak.
got that right.
You know that.
I tried getting a license plate, not married, on the back. Couldn't get it. It's already taken.
That's why you got all them cars, and they're nice.
So, I could
sorry.
meet.
I know. You don't have. I know. Believe
So,
me.
I've known Mario for a fair amount of time, and we've had
Glad
some.
my wife doesn't listen to this.
Well, and we've had some pretty cool conversations, and we don't get to talk often, but when we talk, I think we have good talks.
I do too.
So has today's
and-
been a good talk? Or?
Oh yeah, this has been
might be the
excellent.
best
This is the best
conversation
conversation
we've
we've
had in
ever had in all the time
10
we've known
years.
each other, because we actually got to. I got to learn a lot more about you, but on the significant other front, There's
He said he has a lady.
He
You
does.
could say he has a lady.
He's got 16 of them. What, right? How many cars he got?
yeah.
He's got plenty of significant.
Let's just say we've had some conversations about that.
We have.
And we won't get into it, but we've had some conversations, and I've explained to you
Mormon.
why they've turned out the way that it has. And I love your significant other, by the way, who in this Christmas party I ducked out early because I felt like she was going to get me in the corner again and try and pressure me into making
She
you.
did that to the owner of the company there, bro. She did it
she?
to the owner of the company. They
Yeah.
were in that office for 20-something
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I keep telling her, I'm like, Kara, when he's ready, he's ready. You know, and me and you had a conversation about do you remember the conversation you and I had about the wedding when you had to in the standing up, the usher versus the standing up thing?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And she knows
So anyway, Julie Wozniak, if you're
That's why she
listening.
hasn't gotten it right yet.
So let's get back to the.
How am I supposed to come back from that?
Yeah, I didn't even hear that. I'll have to see that on the
Oh,
episode.
shit.
So the cars, you have 16
Well, looks like
cars.
she's not going to hear
Yeah,
this, some bitch.
yeah.
I'll tell you that.
This is
So
what
you
I'll
have-
tell you.
so you-
I tell this to my family at home. Stop me when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So here, listen, Renee. When Renee talks at work, by the way, it's very, very different dynamic in here because when Renee talks at work, I'll tell you right now, everybody shuts up, everybody listens.
He's Charles Schwab of the work.
Not even.
E.F. Hutton.
You've had that's
Well,
it.
that's kind of. Thank you for if those are kind words. I don't know if that's a dig or if those
it's a
are
fact.
kind words, but
no, it's a fact.
But
Let
I
me
don't
finish,
try to. I
Renee.
don't
we
try.
don't give
I don't,
Renee
no, I
respect.
don't try to come off that
That's
way.
why we're over here.
I know you don't.
Yeah.
It's called respect.
Well,
It's
thank
called
you.
respect.
Thank you.
All he's supposed
So-
to do is introduce and then let us take over.
You know,
So-
we tried that route. Okay. You know.
Yeah, I know.
He
Can
just
we
wants
get-
to be the producer.
Can we get back on track here? Because I want to find out.
Oh, wait, I'll be
'cause,
quiet.
So when you show up to work, you don't have to be quiet. When you show up to work, well, you noticed he had red rum, and so you got the red rum truck, which that thing's pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this: that at our parking lot at work, and you've been there once or twice with me. He's that guy that parks all the way over to the one line, so that if you open up your door, you don't hit his car. And he always
Yeah.
parks next to the vehicles
On a
that
diagonal.
don't move. Like we've got
Not
some
the
trucks that have been there
diagonal. Not
forever.
You're not that guy.
We have our extra trucks, so he likes to park next to those because they never fucking
Right,
move.
right.
He gets all the way up to them and everything. So I've seen your vet. That's the white one.
You got the white one.
You have a yellow vet, right?
That's a Charger.
Okay, so I've seen the yellow
66
car.
Dodge Charger.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And I've seen red rum, and
Red
that's
rum.
all I've seen. So you have
You didn't see the 77 Corvette Stingray?
what color is
You
that
saw
one?
it.
Stingray?
Candy apple red. Yeah, I built that. Actually,
he's
that was
got-
another girl.
Those are
You know Jess.
This is another girl.
Yeah.
You know Jess at work.
Yeah.
You know, what do you know about her as it relates to me?
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't think we should go that route, but whatever.
Well,
I mean, you had a
who gives a
relationship
shit?
with her at one time, right?
Yeah.
Does
Okay.
she work there anymore?
No, she still does.
I got her
Yeah.
the job.
Okay.
She's my ex-fiance.
Oh.
Ex-fiance, great kid. Good
Yeah,
kid.
she's
my
good.
age,
She's
but
good
she's a
people.
good kid. Good people. She was the reason that I got that car restored. I went every nut and bolt on that 77. I replaced everything. I did everything on that. I was working at Lexus at the time before I worked at the company that we worked for.
Yeah.
And every nut and bolt. She was out there with me sifting sand when I had to sandblast. She was out there helping big time with that car. I was trying to get her into cars a little bit.
Yeah.
And she went out and bought a Volkswagen. So I said,
I don't
nope,
mean to be a
can't do
jerk,
it.
but
Gotta
I'm
go.
always trying. It's usually the back
Yeah.
seat.
No, you know. No, but so
I work
what
here.
are,
Not in a vet.
so the
There's
two
no
Model
backseat.
A's, when you talk about the Model A's that you have up in Michigan, are those yours or is that part of the family
That one's
collection?
part of my pops.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's something that I think it was my grandfather that got the one that's up in Michigan. And he had it. He was going to restore it, but he didn't. And then
What
my
was your
father-
grandfather's first name?
Charlie.
Okay, Charlie. So it's all Charlie's. Charlie. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, good.
Yeah.
Good.
And
There's
now
still
it's
no
up there.
Mario. You just from out of nowhere. Okay.
Well, it's coming. Mario's coming. There's
Okay.
another, there might be a Mario 2. But you never know.
Did you know of it?
Speaking of which, Renee at a Christmas party decided to lay down the law for me, and he was absolutely right. So I'm gonna ask her, Renee. I got that ring, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Do you really?
Oh, well, I don't have it Windy
City
City
Redneck
Yeah.
exclusive.
Yeah.
I got the diamond ordered, and I got what's that called? The setting?
Okay.
Is it a setting?
You may want to edit this part. I don't know if Carrie watches this though. Does she?
You might-
No, she doesn't listen to it.
No, she's good. She's not
good.
good. You know what? I'll play
She's
it back
smart.
for her.
She doesn't
I'll play it
listen
back
to
for her
the
afterward.
podcast.
She listens to it when I'm out there in Michigan with her. I'll skip
Yeah.
this
Okay.
episode.
Well, this might be a
And
cool
she
way to
doesn't know I'm
propose
here.
to her. You could put
No,
this
wow,
on.
this-
No, this would not be a cool way to. No, I do a lot of dumb things, and this would not be.
Can
a
you stop for a second? I got it all laid out. I got it all figured out.
Hey,
Hey,
He
Renee,
pulls up. He pulls up. He gets the Model
I can
A.
think of a lot of
He
other
gets the
ways.
Model A out of
Watch
the barn.
this.
He picks her up in the Model A. They drive to DiMaggio's.
Okay.
And when he gets to
Over by there.
DiMaggio's, this episode of Windy City Redneck, the podcast, just happens to be on the TV at the big bar. He's like, hey, what's this? And then he talks about the setting and all that stuff. And he goes, and then they hit the pause button, and then you propose.
Jesus, Renee, I just kind of got goosebumps a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. The way you described it,
I'll tell
the
you
way
how
it
I
was
was gonna do it.
going, I would not. It's not a good idea.
Renee, Renee.
on the podcast.
was like,
hey,
hold on.
baby.
Look, I didn't
Love
say
you.
bring a Palestinian
Yeah.
flag or anything like that. I was
wait.
all good with it.
The way you were leading up to it was, oh yeah, I'm going to get engaged. Hey,
Yeah.
No, not at
can
all.
we talk about the
Hey,
cars again?
Check it out. Yeah. There's a ring.
Guys, you guys tell me, okay? You tell me which is better, Renee's idea or my idea.
What's
I
your
don't know what
idea?
Well, you
your
didn't have an
idea?
idea.
I
What
got
was your
an
idea?
He was trying to tell you. You interrupted him.
Yeah.
I was going to go to Michigan.
You're going to put the
Go
ring
figure.
on top of a propane tank.
Very close. Here's what I was going to do. I shit you not. Take her out in Michigan and take her on a little ATV that we got out there. Go down the path and see a guy hanging. Get a guy hanging from a noose.
That's so romantic.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me get the whole thing out before you shit on it. It's good. I'm
That's
telling
what
you,
she
it's
said.
good.
For your shit. I love it.
And pull and see something.
idea is a lot better.
Anyway, finish. I want to hear the
I'm sorry.
I want to hear. I want to hear
the
the
hook. Go ahead.
Here's the hook. We're going through and just a regular day. We're picking up sticks or we're doing whatever
In
it is that we're
October,
doing.
like around Halloween, I'm guessing.
October
right?
day.
Okay.
Yep. So we see something glimmering in the light,
And it's a
right?
dead
I'm not
body.
gonna- and it's
hanging from a tree.
it's somebody who is a trespasser on our property.
Right. Not anymore.
And I said,
And he's
I
got
say-
his tongue on a salt lick.
and I say, Carrie,
And he's going to get that
"Sweetheart,
deer disease.
This is a moment where I want to test you. This is a test.
Shoot
This
him.
person was a trespasser, and I got a little carried away. Do you want to help me? The shovels are in the back. And if she says yes, I say, okay, let's go get that thing. What's that thing glimmering right there? Go see what that is. Make her see what it is. And get that ring.
Put it in a
Get
body
down,
bag.
and because that's a big test right there. And if she passes the test, she will pass that test.
Or just knock her up, and then you know what choice.
Oh, God forbid. I'm 36 years old. I'm still not ready for
One of
that.
my flavors while you're out there.
Horror movie. That's
Yeah.
a horror movie
Well,
right there.
I don't know. I
don't know.
My idea sounds pretty good. Right now.
Actually, I was.
Go with Ernie's.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Renee. And
Yeah.
leading into it, I
Yeah,
thought it was crazy.
I don't think
I agree. That's you want to save that test for real,
Yeah.
not for engaged.
Okay, so now
For when if you ever accidentally kill somebody, that's when you.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's I'm out
because you get one shot.
I know. Well, here's the other one while they're gone, and you tell me what you think. The other one would be metal detecting.
Oh, yeah,
get
okay.
into it. Watch this. We're going down the path in the middle of the woods in Michigan. The leaves are on the floor and everything, and I'm teaching Carrie how to metal detect. And we find something, and I say, Carrie, you dig that up, and she digs it up, and I open the box, and I'm already on my knee, right?
Right.
And that's how you do it
This
right
idea.
there.
This idea I love too. Yeah.
That one? Okay.
You like that idea?
No, his new one. As long as you geo-track it, meaning you know pinpoint with your phone exactly
Yeah,
where it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Because if you don't and you don't remember exactly where it is,
Yeah.
What's the other idea?
The other idea is
no,
No, it was a bad.
you have to watch.
Oh, now I got to watch it.
Yeah.
Or edit
Yeah, we
it.
gotta watch it.
I like Renee's idea, but I like the guy hanging from the noose a lot.
I mean, I get it. But like I said, you get one shot. You want to say don't.
That's like a typical Italian mafia type.
I wouldn't invite.
So what would your idea be?
Because he doesn't. He's not into that stuff in the garage anyway.
What would my idea be?
Yeah.
And engagements? I don't know. I screwed up mine. So
Well, No, but we're going
I
back.
don't know. You got 100 acres. You're turning around doing it on you got a lake or something like that. Maybe you have a
Pond.
like a candles lit down a road and stuff like that.
Dude, he's going to start the forest on fire.
Well,
He's gonna
whatever.
lose his-
Hey, that's okay.
Use the propane.
smoking
It'll be
the
warm.
jets
It'll
to
be
create
warm.
the
It'll be
Painting
warm.
jets with
Yeah.
fireworks.
Yes.
Ooh.
There you go.
I like
You
to
know
do
what?
it a little.
Maybe a
think he's
blanket
tougher.
with
You know
some
what?
basket.
I would
with
say
some
this. You
tail-
just
some wine and shit,
do
some,
just you do it the way that you want to do it,
Just not the
the
dead
way
body.
that anybody
It's
else
not
wants
the
to
dead
do it, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Great story.
yeah. So, but back to
You got a good friend that you can turn around and like put a bear trap out there and pretend
Yeah.
like he's stuck in the trap.
Ooh, that's another good one.
why is everything dark and medieval with you people? I mean,
I haven't given a suggestion yet.
no.
Mine would be
all right,
all,
what would you do?
I don't
here.
have someone that plays the banjo.
Hey, The Deliverance is one of our favorite movies together. She learned real quick.
You knew.
You got that right.
So for Christmas, my wife got me a banjo.
Nice.
Yes. I'm through 4 lessons.
Renee.
Okay.
I do. The only reason I'm happy. I love this gift, but I want to be able to play the Deliverance song, and I want to play the Rainbow Connection song that Kermit the Frog. Those are the two I want to learn.
Yeah, the Kermit.
Yes. So, but yeah, so you get an old fat guy that looks like Chris Farley playing banjo.
I knew it. I tried to be on my best behavior.
I know, but dude, it was we didn't set it up well. So let's get back on track. So you got all these cars, I've seen a couple of them and everything. Do you have these all up in Michigan, or do you have them down here? And how do you, if you have that many cars and you've spent all this time, and we were talking earlier, we were talking about a heating system because you do the painting and all that stuff. The environment in Michigan as well as in Chicago is pretty toxic, with the salt and the corrosion and everything.
Sure.
Are these outside, inside? What do you do with? Where do you put all these things?
They're all outside, and I freeload off of everyone.
Okay.
Freeload. I
You
got.
got 100 acres. Why don't you build a pole barn?
We got a pole barn too.
Okay.
But the only problem with it is it's so humid out there.
Really?
The water
Okay.
gets in there. We got bats, raccoon,
Wow.
mice, and the humidity.
Yeah,
The
we
fight against-
heard about the raccoons. Yeah, how you
Well-
feel?
Well, and that's how many do you have license plates for all of them too?
No.
I mean, I was going to say because
No,
it's going to be a hell of a lot of
But if you had like a pole
fucking
barn, you
fees
could
every year.
just put a little venting in it and just kind of keep the humidity out. I would think as long as you keep the.
Renee's
Keep
my
my-
go-to on that kind of advice.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
asked him yet, but that's coming.
And you got 100 acres, so I would just think you're just
The pole
someplace-
barn's good. We got one Model A in there, and it's rusted as shit right now because of it, and it's getting worse, and it's
Really?
a shame
Okay,
too.
just
by
because
the
it's
way.
sitting in the pole barn and the
Right.
humidity,
Yeah.
and it's
Well, that car's
Yeah,
actually made out of fucking steel.
Right, exactly. So it's been
it's not
rusted
made
for
out of
years.
fucking plastic like everything is today.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
Well, your vets are all fiberglass, right?
Fiberglass,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
And I
except
got
for
my vet sitting outside,
Okay.
which is a sin.
tarp.
2018 Grand Sport, thank you. My father's, he's got all his stuff in his garages. I got mine in my garage, my grandmother's garage, my father's garage, but that's about to leave soon. I'm thinking about either getting a lift or parting ways with one of them, but I've had them for so long. I used to buy and sell classic cars, fix them up,
Yeah.
get myself through college. And these are the ones that I couldn't give up.
This all started because of Brett or Brent? What was
Brent.
it? Brett.
Brent,
Yeah.
yeah.
You still talk to him?
Still talk to him. Good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. About 60 years old. He lives in Las Vegas now. But he can't wait to come back. He
Yeah.
wants to come back. He's tried to get he wants to live above the barn in Michigan. I won't let him do it. Will not let him do
Well, it's
it.
got fucking raccoons in there. I mean, why would you want to live up in it?
Raccoons come on our front porch. Mama chase him off with a broom.
Yeah.
But he's a little dirty
don't touch a
sometimes.
deer.
He's an old hippie, and I don't mind him hearing me say that.
Yeah.
I like my place clean, pristine, no cigarette butts on the floor, no beer
Yeah.
cans on the floor. We like to keep it clean.
How
Yeah.
about on the
Right.
propane tank?
Yeah.
Shit. You got me there.
Yeah, you guys just stack them up somewhere.
Yeah. Well, have you had a good time?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
So you got
We're
the
gonna-
cars
we're
all
gonna wrap
over the
things-
place, huh?
Yeah.
Just kind of like here and there, and okay.
Yeah.
Another thing, sounds like you need to start your own show, get some YouTube listeners or watchers, and build
Yeah.
yourself a big car place and do like car
Yeah.
videos.
It seems like it's your calling.
And have a guy with a banjo.
Yeah, and have a guy with a banjo.
That's the end.
Yeah.
Believe me.
It seems
doesn't
like
know
it seems
anything
like
about cars.
It's your calling, dude. There's not.
Yeah, and then build yourself a nice with a. You just got to put a system in it. You know what I mean, to keep the moisture out and all that other stuff.
One of the things that I've always thought is kind of cool.
when you
We've-
got Jay Leno money.
For sure.
Yeah. Since we're in season 4, and to do a little bit of a, going back down memory lane, and I didn't want my birthday on Facebook, and my daughter Kelsey at fucking midnight decided to put it on there, and then the cat was out of the bag. I'm not, and part of the reason that I'm not a big, part of the reason I don't like celebrating my birthday is one of my friends died on my birthday. Jim Ryan, a guy local here in Evergreen Park. He was a huge softball guy, did a lot for the community and everything, and my son was dating his daughter at the time. And we knew them, really, really well. They were part of the community and everything. And I've always thought that part of the reason I took my birthday off of Facebook and everything is that I didn't want the girls seeing that my day was being celebrated and remind them that their dad died on that day. It bothered me, and that was the day I took it off. And I didn't want it on there for that reason. I just didn't feel like it was right for the girls, because they loved that man, and they wound up losing their mother not too long after that. Their mother Sue passed away, so the girls are all alone and everything. So I really don't. I get it's a celebration, that's cool for my family, but I just didn't like that part, and that's why I didn't want to do it. But when you have so many people that tell you do this, thanks for that and everything, I think family, camaraderie and everything, it goes full circle. Same thing with your brother. Mm-hmm. And I had a point, and now I've fucking lost my train of thought on this.
Land the plane.
Trying to remember why I brought it up. No, damn it. I had a valid point, and I don't remember what it was.
And I'm sure it was amazing.
No, probably not. Probably not.
But anyways,
but it does
happy
relate
birthday.
to. Oh no,
Yeah,
I remember.
birthday.
No, I remember what it was now. Is that when I saw? That's what it was. I thank you. You always seem to right the ship.
piss him off enough to where it comes back.
Mark Fraberly,
Yeah.
commented on my birthday, so it made
guy.
me think about the episodes we did with Mark.
Yeah.
You talked to Yogini, and I remember the episodes we did with Yogini. And those were two people that almost lost their lives for various reasons. Mm-hmm. And then I think of all the other episodes we did that were very meaningful. And this one is a little comedic, but it's also very meaningful. You talked about your brother and the importance of family and how you feel with the property. And we talk about how we feel when we go out in the woods. And you just feel, we talk about Greg and you love talking about Matt, and you bring all that back together. So I look at the 4 seasons we've done, and you have all this stuff, and it comes together. And I think we've done a lot of good things. I think we've done a lot of funny things. And I think Whiskey Jim is kind of on the right track. It seems like you got a lot to contribute to people, especially with your love of cars and everything. And where I was going with that is it's your passion. And there's not many people in life that get to do their job, and it's their passion. I kind of feel like, in a way, you're kind of lucky. I mean, you have a passion for what you do to make a living. You may want to deny it or whatever, and you're always comedic about stuff. But dude, I'm telling you, Whiskey Jim, you know your shit on that thing. And I think part of the reason you're so good at what you do professionally is because you love that, and you know that. And I think the reason that he said that to you is that he recognizes what he's got going on in his professional life, and he sees that you could probably harness that same thing. There's not a lot of people
couldn't
that
do what
have
he does. I would love to be able to fix anything.
But I'm just saying is that there's not a lot of people. I mean, you could parlay that into, and you too. I mean, you we've talked about, I've always thought that you would be one hell of a shooting instructor, and at an RO. And a guy, because you know your shit, dude. I mean, and your balls on with it. And I think that when you get older and the kids get older and everything, and you can try to finally find something. I was going to tell you, there's part of me that would like. I don't want to do the podcast, but I always joked with you guys about producing. I've approached a couple people that have said they want to do their own podcast. I'm like, look, I'll produce it for you. Mm-hmm. I've got the equipment. Let's do it, and let's get you going. Mm-hmm. I think that's some great advice for you, by the way. Is that there's not a lot of people that get to. The only people that I think in life that get to do what they want to do, their passion, and get paid for it, are fucking professional athletes.
I agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I also think, because I know a few professional athletes, I think the moment that it became a job, meaning you signed a contract and
can't
now
let
you
it
respond.
lose you.
It's not about the love of it is about the love of the game and the reason that they got to the point that they are, but now they have to. They have to perform. They have to, and they're lucky because they get to play a game for a living. Like,
Yeah.
Pick anybody on the Bears.
Yeah.
I would love to have said I played. Robbie Gold, he's doing what I.
No, he's going to be a
Rolling
teacher.
Meadows High School.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's
Or,
a football
coach.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes,
Coach,
I think
teacher.
that every guy feels that I'd love to be a professional athlete.
Yeah.
But there's so much more that goes into it that we couldn't even fathom.
Yeah. Well, I think that's some kind of cool advice, maybe some sound advice. Think about it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good way to wrap up.
Yeah.
And we've had a great conversation and went a lot in different directions. When you walked in, you're like, "What the fuck are we talking about?"
Yeah. Hey,
and,
so you
and,
tell
I,
me,
and I
he
said,
goes, you
"Dude,
tell
I
me?
said, we wait." We wait.
Just start
That
talking.
couldn't have been scripted, right? I mean, there's no way. You just got to wait and see how it. And these guys are so good at going in that direction too, and following that. And you have an amazing story. I know there's a lot more for you to talk about, and I just said amazing. So have another shot, folks. He's fucking chuckles over here. He says I use that word a lot. Okay, but
It's amazing how many times he uses that
shut the fuck up. Would you be willing to come back in?
Absolutely.
And we'll talk. We'll
Be my
maybe,
pleasure.
Maybe in a couple more episodes, we'll get through the summer. Maybe we'll come back after you do the hanging in the woods.
Sounds good to me.
See how that goes.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Was she committed or wasn't she?
And there's one
Place your bets, boys.
there's one little
There you
caveat.
go. You got to get. You guys got a pool going at work.
There's one
Yeah,
little.
so
there's one little caveat.
last day
on
I
that.
saw
You
her-
gotta take video. I want to see the look on
Oh,
Carrie's
shit.
Yeah,
face.
you're gonna have to put a camera somewhere on
Yeah.
a tree or
Yeah. So, but would you be willing to come
Again,
back?
I vote no to that
Because
idea.
I think
Absolutely.
I think too is that
as much.
Yes, as much as I thought it was ridiculous, your idea is great. Actually. Your idea is great.
Yeah.
well compared to what he's coming up with, yeah, it's like, I think we should have him back in. You up for that?
Yeah, I would-
There's a-
No,
you have a
no,
lot-
never
lot
again.
more.
No,
Okay.
kind of like Jim. We can't invite him back.
Well, what
Never invited. Oh wait, no, you're
All right,
invited.
listen.
You're not invited. Yeah.
What
no,
would-
I'm being.
what would be
facetious.
amazing is if
bring it
we
back.
if we did an episode at DiMaggio's.
Ooh.
Just saying, road trip
Sounds good.
Wow.
Sounds good.
DiMaggio's.
We have a hard time setting up here.
Dude, well, no,
Hey,
you have
let's
a hard time setting up here.
Let's do the Schomburg episode first.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do. We owe you that
Baby
one.
steps.
next.
Try
Baby
a
steps.
mobile.
We owe you
Let's try
that
a
one next.
mobile.
Baby steps.
So let's do this.
Mobile camera.
So you've listened to the podcast, and thanks a lot for being one of our avid listeners.
Yes.
Thanks to all you folks for following us on YouTube, following us on our
Like and
Buzzsprout
follow us.
site, and everything
Tell
that
your
we
friends.
do. We do appreciate it. Subscribe,
Go on the
tell your
bike.
friends. We do appreciate it. And the way that we wrap up everything, and you've listened to it, you get it, and we get to do our thank yous and everything. So I'm going to let you go first. Who you got to thank this week?
Well, I was going to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
So
There
you
you go.
took that thunder. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
I want to think about this. I want
right.
to get
You wanna-
real
you
quick.
want me to
No,
skip
no,
you?
I'm
Well, we
ready.
can go
I'm
to
ready.
one more.
I'll go quick.
All right.
Sunday, what day? Sunday we were out for dinner at the place on the northwest side of the city. Sheil's cousins.
your space
Again,
place?
how's the podcast going? It's a different cousin every time. We're like, hey, listen to it again. So Aiden Butler, he asked Sunday how.
Nice.
Yeah. So
So that
shout
was
out
the
to Aiden
other
Butler.
view that we had. Like
Maybe
the
it
third
was.
view.
I do want to give a shout out to Tom Skilling. He last night was his last.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
You're lookalike, man.
I honest to God, when I wear a suit,
We need a blue screen behind you right now.
I've been mistaken for him probably about 13 or 14 times.
Yeah. Now
That-
the jet stream is coming through here,
Super duper.
and
we
then
could put a blue screen behind you right now,
And
you can just kind of
no,
go like this.
no, this is how it's gonna. I'm gonna do my impression of Whiskey Jim doing Tom Skilling. And here's the jet screen coming through here right now. Now I don't know why, but there's a guy hanging from a tree over here, and I know there's going.
There's some up in Peninsula,
but there's some cardinals
I
flying
know,
around.
there's some shiny thing over there, and I don't understand.
But so, like him or not,
Why is Joe DiMaggio
40
over
some
here?
years
Son
as
of-
he was born and raised in Aurora. Went to University of Wisconsin, meteorology. He was His first job was in like Kenosha, right over the border in Wisconsin, at a small little TV station. He answered his agent. He didn't really have an agent, but said there's this opening at this superstation, WGN. They're going to expand. And 40-some years ago, he became their meteorologist, and the rest is history.
Now, did you learn all this because you were getting recognized as him, or did you decide to Google him and figure this out because?
No, I heard him tell it. So I was at the at the Music Box Theater.
Okay, that's
a week ago Wednesday. Okay. Was his official party that they had. Okay.
So you were there?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh,
yeah, he went. He posted.
So one of Sheila and Lisa's roommates from college, Taco. Remember?
Taco was there. Yeah.
No, her husband got the ticket, so I went.
Okay.
And it was pretty cool. It was very cool.
Awesome.
But I'll tell you, years ago, Lori, another one of the roommates, Lori, was really into Tom Skilling. So put it that way. Yet she didn't really like me, so I
don't get it.
Yeah. But for her, when she turned 50. They tried to get an autographed picture of him through WGN, and this Lisa Taco was, I'll get it, spearheaded. I said to Sheila, I go, I'll get it for her.
Nice.
And no, but they tried, and they're like, no, we'll go get it. Couldn't get it. So I sent him a message him and I were friends on Facebook. I sent him a message on Facebook, and I said, this is 9 years ago. I said to him, I've been mistaken for you about 6 or 7 times. And so it's happened about 10 times since. People think I'm you when I wear a suit, like when I'm out at a work event, and he's like, his reply was, "I'm so sorry."
Shout out to Tom Skilling.
But so what he did, I said, they're trying to get my wife's roommates turning 50. She would love to get an autographed picture. I don't know if it's something you do or if you're willing to sell, like if you will pay for it or make a donation. Yeah. And he said, well, what's her birth? When was she born? So I found out that she was born. Sent him the message. He sent this tube. It was this big around with weather maps from different days of her birthday, that the different events that happened in Chicago. It was cool as hell.
How thoughtful.
And then he wrote like in the margin, hey, this was, you were 7 and there was this. And
the jet stream was coming in this way.
And did send an autograph picture as well. Yeah, I thought that was cool as hell. Yeah.
Awesome.
And make fun of the guy. Like Steve Dahl used to make fun of him all the time. And that's kind of what people our generation used to kind of think he was kind of a moron or whatever because Steve Dahl made fun of him. But he's an awesome human, and he was
he's the best.
Well respected. I mean, Jim Cantori went out of his way to talk about Tom Skilling all the time. We'll do the Tom Skilling episode some other time. Anybody else to think? Good to go? Kids?
No, kids are good. Yeah, kids are good.
All the redheaded
we'll see the
grandchildren doing good and everything?
Saturday.
Good?
Yeah, so everybody's good.
What do you got? Who you got to think?
Just my wife. For letting me drag her out in the cold. We went up to Joe's on Weed Street last week.
I love that place. Live music?
Yeah. We caught Jackson Dean.
Oh, we were texting about that. Yeah.
They had 2 opening bands that were pretty good, but he just knocked it out of the park.
Nice.
And it was great. And that was a night, like the polar vortex after a hot day. And we got out of the concert, and it was like 50 or 30 degrees, and
it was a 50-degree swing, right? In less than 12 hours or whatever it was.
The wife wasn't like ready to go. She wanted to stay home, and I dragged her out, and she let me drag her. So,
good.
So that was
good.
That's it.
She's good.
I imagine.
And you know what? That's a great venue.
Yeah,
it's just a really cool,
an awesome venue.
Cool place. It's small. It's like going to your local bar and watching somebody, but
it's set up perfectly though.
Yeah, and their sound was really good. Yeah. Everybody's sound sounded so good. It was just a great venue. So that was about it. That's about all I got.
I don't know. I will thank everyone who wished me happy birthday.
You're welcome.
I do appreciate it. So thanks, guys.
I'm thinking it was amazing.
It actually was not, because I've still been under the weather. And me and you were talking about this, is that I was sick on my birthday last year. And I do attribute a lot of it to our workplace, because there's just so many people. Yeah. And you know what my office is like? I've got 8 people crammed in a 20 by 25 room, right? I mean, you're going to get the vid. There's no way. And you might get more than the vid. Yeah. What goes on in that room sometimes. But again, thanks for all Thanks for all the birthday wishes. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Hey, and then on a serious note, thanks again to you folks for tuning in. But if you could please share,
share,
follow, subscribe.
Our podcast is subscribed by antiviral medicine.
Yeah, and I know that every week when we didn't, we're at 59 minutes in segment 2. This is another 2 hours. There's going to be 3 parts, right? There's no way you can do this video wise.
Well, no, we'll do 2 parts.
We'll do 2 parts?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do 2 parts on the video.
Solid line.
So when you're watching this, and we always say, all right, well, we're going to do this one. It's going to be this one. So it's your computer uploading. It's like, how about the text message we get? We're like, how's it going? He goes, it's still fucking uploading.
Yeah,
it's been uploading since Friday.
About an hour video, it seems like it takes about 2 to 3 days to upload to.
We should, and I know this is
it's
behind the
YouTube.
scenes
It's
stuff,
YouTube.
but we should do 20-minute block, hard 20 minutes.
There's no way.
Do 4, but
There's
do
no
4
way.
segments.
There's no way.
But has set a timer and it goes off. I'm like, do
We're
something.
not capable of
stop.
foreplay. There's no way. It's just not going to work for us. It's not in the cards.
Well, we'll discuss
other
this
than
off
that,
air.
I want to thank all of our listeners, thank all of our subscribers, all of our viewers. Want to thank and all of our friends of the podcast. I really want to thank Phil Wingo. He's gone out of his way to be so helpful for me and you with the Sons of the American Legion at the Legion and everything, and I do appreciate that. And you as well.
And his time is so valuable, and he donates his time.
And he cares, and I hope his wife is doing better. His wife had a little spell that he was dealing with too, and he's traveling again. And I want to thank you too on behalf of the American Legion too, because you have volunteered to do that wine tasting for us for the ladies when we do the bunko night. So I do appreciate that too.
Oh, okay.
I really think that our veterans. Yeah, I really do think.
I was drinking when I volunteered for this. Holy shit!
I really do think
Wow.
that there's a lot to be said for our veterans, and you know some of the guys I'm talking about and everything.
Yeah.
They're an important part of the reason we get to do this. We had our politics talk and a little bit of that stuff, and that's we get to do this and be free spirited and everything because of what they did, what they've done for us, and what they do. Well, we do at the American Legion. We do the Queen of Hearts on Wednesday, and I brought back the Pledge of Allegiance.
And that's awesome.
I'm like,
awesome.
we need to do this.
I love that, but the problem is we come back here afterwards. I have 6 beers there and have 6 beers here, and
I told you there's 2 guest rooms upstairs.
so wait
and
a
you're the one
second.
who's
So
no, I'm just saying my
What's the
mouth gets a
problem?
little mouthy up
yeah.
here.
No, and then the other thing we have to do too. It's
all about the
and then
Pledge of
we're going to
Allegiance,
hit Mario with his thank yous and his shout outs and everything. We have to. Your cousin. What are we doing with that one? So let's talk about that.
Maybe the Schomburg. Well, but he lives out this way.
Let's
we'll
figure that in. We'll get.
figure it out.
That was Neil, right? We'll get Neil in.
figure that
I'll
out.
get Neil in.
Yeah. We don't need
We'll
to
get Neil in.
about
Hey, we always close the end of the show.
He's got to
I know. I like playing this in the
he's gotta do
background.
his.
I know. I like playing this in the background.
Sentimental.
It is. It is because it always helps our guest. I think that there's something else going on in the background. You can take your time and just be whatever, and it's not. You don't hear all that empty noise behind you and everything. So you get it at the end of you listen to it and everything, and then you get the shout outs. Whoever you want to thank, time for your shameless plug, whatever. Thanks all the important people in your life if you want to. Thank Tom Skilling, whatever. I do hope that you had a good time, and I'm very thankful for your friendship for one. Thankful that you took the invitation to come out.
Enjoyed meeting you.
Thankful that you listened to it and that you get a kick out of it. And I've told these guys before, our numbers are not through the fucking wall. They're not.
We need to have the guy in Germany that listens to us come.
Well, those are the guys those are the guys at the base.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're.
I thought it was just some German people like.
I thought you
thinking,
meant
these crazy
The
Americans.
story behind that is, it's the family. It's the nephews of the owners of Los Angeles.
Oh no shit!
Are stationed in Germany.
I did not
at
know
the
that.
They're
Oh, that's
stationed at
so
Ramstein. They're stationed at Ramstein, and they've got the fucking barracks at Ramstein listening to this because it gives them a slice of home.
That's awesome.
So we have like
we got analytics and
we actually have
yeah.
like 12 to 16 downloads weekly from Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany.
Yeah.
It's these fucking guys from Chicago that are just like, dude, can you imagine being like you're out there by yourself?
I guess,
you know
right?
what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, man. I mean, we must be entertaining to somebody because these guys listen every fucking week. We have one download from India. I told you that.
Jeez.
That's because my brother owns an orphanage out there, and I think it's the guy that owns the orphanage or that runs the orphanage for him. But so we do the shameless plug and everything, and it's. But again, I want to thank you for coming in. I knew you'd hit it off with these two guys, and I hope
Good
you guys.
guys, for sure.
I hope you guys enjoyed having
I
Mario
absolutely
in.
did, yeah.
No,
And I
you're not
hope-
invited
and
back,
yeah.
just like Jim.
Yeah, and
I'm not invited hunting.
and I hope you folks have enjoyed it too. So it's your turn. What you got?
Renee, appreciate you the invitation here. It's been an honor, of course.
It was
Obviously, it was nice meeting you guys. God bless you guys. I think what you do here is awesome. I definitely enjoy it, and I'd like to thank my mom, my pops, of course. If you ever do listen to this and listen to me, that's about it. I appreciate everything that you do here, Renee, and I like the fact that you support our troops, and your message is always one that I can stand behind for sure. So definitely appreciate that, and you guys for what you do.
Yeah. Well, thank you, and I'm gonna help you a little bit. I think I'm just gonna give you a
and
couple
Carrie.
things. And Carrie.
Shit.
Well, no,
Yep,
no,
yep,
I was
Carrie,
gonna do
thank
that.
you for putting up with me.
But I will tell you this: is that we've had some guests in.
Ignore the guy in
and
the
we'll
tree.
have you in the next time. Is that we've had some folks in, and they're always after the fact. They're like, oh God, I should have think this person Yogini, would do this, and that, and everything. So I'm going to help you out a little bit. A couple things. One, I met your dad at your brother's wake, which was unfortunate for the first time to ever meet him. But I get how solid you are because you come from him, and he's a solid dude. I think a shout out to your brother is appropriate. I know you miss him dearly,
Every day.
and I'm glad you have those memories up in 100 acres for that too. And to your entire family and the opportunity that you have on your 100 acres. There's not a lot of people in life that get to go to someplace that's secluded and have that honey hole and just be to themselves and everything. You should be lucky for that as well. I'm not telling you what you should be lucky for, but I'm telling you, you're like us. You're cut from the same cloth as us. You get it.
I see
This
that.
is America. This is land of opportunities, land of the free. Work your ass off, get what you got, and then never look back. Never look back. My only advice to you is stay away from the propane tanks. This is Renee
with the
Jr.
AR.
on behalf of our buddy Mario. Thanks for coming in, Mario.
Yeah.
Whiskey, Jim.
Thank you.
And look for us one more. And I'm going to hit... What am I on here? All right. So we do appreciate you listening to us. And now I'm going to turn this one up. It's been a great time. We're going to have you back in.
Sounds good to me.
We want to hear.
Look forward to it.
We want to hear this. We want to hear the proposal.
You'll hear it.
We're going to do an episode called The Proposal. It'll be like The Notebook, but it'll be The Proposal.
How would we call it? The tree.
Okay.
The tree.
The tree.
The sparkly tree. This is the band Out of Touch. They usually practice over there. They actually wanted to practice tonight. I told them they couldn't because we had the podcast tonight. I have no idea
That
what they got
actually would
going
have
on.
been kind of cool to have them just kind of like setting up or something like at an ending.
They
or
are
a
so
beginning.
incredibly loud, dude.
I know. I'm
I
just saying, like at the beginning or an end of an episode or something would be kind of cool.
So Will, Vito, Nick, and Tim, they'll be back in here this weekend. They're going to practice this weekend. I know you're back at work. I know you got shit going on, but they'll be in here. Maybe I'll record some of that. Might be kind of cool. So this is their song "Falling," my favorite one. They played this at the Irish Rebel. Hopefully we'll get them back at the Irish Rebel. How's Mark doing?
Mark's doing good.
Good. Mark is one of our Irish Rebel friends. He was on, what do we call that one? Inspirational.
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
We need to get him back.
Oh, I like that guy, too. I like him a lot.
And we need to check in. We need
You
to...
two are going back and forth.
Yeah, and we need to check in with Nicole as well and see how she's doing.
I didn't do a temperature
She's
check
had
with him at the break. We're good, right? Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Yogini, all the folks at Swanee's Barbershop over on Western Avenue. Check them
I
out.
enjoyed Yogini as well.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
It was good time. So thanks to all them. This
Or
is the
Steve
band
Hollow.
Out of Touch. I'm Renee Jr. for Whiskey Jim. One more. Our guest this week, Mario. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following us. Share this. We'd appreciate it. And until next time,
Always inappropriate.
Stay safe.
Never on
Stay
time.
warm.
stay warm.
Stay warm.
safe.
Stay safe.
We'll see you then.
Yeah.
I can tell the difference. There's no point in it. Forget it all again. Then memories are found. Then my feet are back on the ground, and I see with my two eyes the time it passes by. Oh, I wonder why I'm falling again. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, and I feel we're near the end.
Bye.